All right, hello guys. I want to share with all of you out there something that I never shared before. I never talked about this subject. I never talked about this experience that I had many years ago. The reason why is because I never, on that time especially, I was not doing videos like this, and in other words, I just put it beside. I put it on the shelf, and I never shared about this. But I believe it is time to share this experience that I had, because if you are a believer, if you're a Christian, if you're a follower of Christ, and you're watching this video that I'm doing, please keep watching, because I believe this is going to bless you, and it will open your eyes to see some things. So in this video, I want to share an experience that I had, me falling to hell. And I want to, take you with me and give you a couple of, give you a background about myself. I was a worship leader. I finished a Bible school. I was very involved in a church area. I was a translator, translating for different preachers. I was leading here and there some Bible studies, and I was quite involved in church. And I thought that I'm doing fine. I thought that my life is great, and I thought that I'm going to heaven 100%. And I remember I used to lead worship, with my Marlboro, with a package of cigarettes. With Marlboro, I used to smoke Marlboro, in my pocket. And I was worshiping, and I was leading people into worship, and I had my Marlboro in my pocket. Now, when we had this, when you do the announcements, we had a small door where you could go outside. So I always took my guitar sometimes, and I just ran outside and had a couple of puffs and run back and lead worship again. And I remember, I always felt like so down. I knew something is wrong. I knew something is wrong in my life, because this addiction, it had such a grip on my life. And I thought that I will never be free from it. I thought that I will always have this. I thought that you can be free from different things, but when it comes about smoking, no, you cannot be free from smoking. That's what I thought. And I loved smoking, and I want to say, as long as you love something, as long as you love an addiction, as long as you love a sin in your life, you will never be free of it. You have to come to a point in your life where you will hate this addiction of smoking, where you will have, hate this addiction of pornography, whatever the addiction is in your life. You can never be free from it as long as you come to that place where you hate, where there is a hate in your heart towards this addiction. And in my case, there was not the case. I still loved smoking, but I wanted to be free, but I still loved it. Many times I took the cigarettes and I put them to the bin, and after 2 or 3 hours I went back and I took them and I smoked again, and so on. This process went on for many months, and I always had this battle in my life, where I always had to smoke everywhere. And I remember one night, as I was, outside my apartment, I used to smoke a lot in the night, because I was, relaxing and so on, and thinking about things and so on. And one night I was outside my, the door, and smoking and just thinking about things. And in that night, I smoked so much, like there was like no normal. I almost smoked the whole package of cigarettes of Marlboro. And I even thought to myself, like, wow, this is not good. Something is wrong, because I never do this, like the whole package, almost one after each other. And I went to sleep, and as I laid back, on my pillow, I put my hands in this way, and I laid on my back, and I think it took like a couple of seconds, and the feeling that I had, it was like I was sucked down. I fall down like a Hoover. The best explanation I can give you is like a Hoover that is sucks through. Like I just fall. Now, when I was falling, it wasn't this kind of falling like, you fall from a building and you're like, it was like a nice fall, but in the same way I was falling, I don't know how to explain. So I was falling in the same position, but you have to understand that while I was falling, I knew that I'm going to hell. I just know that I know that I'm going to hell. And I was falling, and I was so scared to open my eyes, because I knew that if I'm going to open my eyes, that I will see whatever it is there, and I'm just going to have a big heart attack. That's what I was thinking. But I knew deep in my heart that I'm falling to hell. And I was thinking, while I was falling, I was thinking like, this is no possible. This is no way I'm going to hell. I know about hell. I saw videos on YouTube about hell. This is not possible. I'm not going to hell right now. That's what what I was saying to myself. And I opened my eye, my right eye. I remember I said, you know what? I'm just going to open to see what's happening. And I opened my eye, and I could see like this black clouds. They were so black that it was like a texture, like you could grab them. It was like something solid that you could put your hand on, and the fear that I had, it was like undescribable. I cannot explain you. So as I was falling, I could hear this big sound. It was like a door, iron door, which is old, and you hear like it was like it was like an echo, a big echo, and I could hear it, and I didn't know what that meant. So as I'm falling, and I feel like I'm in the middle of the clouds, and I knew that if I'm gonna fall more, I knew that I will see what's happening there. I knew I will have a heart attack. Now, as I'm falling, I found myself like waking up in the same position that that I had when I fall in my bedroom, and I was just like, and I fall up, and my wife, she woke up, and she was like, what's wrong? What's happening? So I was still sitting like in this position, and I was like, I didn't know what I am. I didn't know what's happening. I didn't know. Am I in hell? Is this what's happening? Is this, so it took me a couple of minutes for me to come back to to the reality. But I'm telling you, the reason why I do this video, it is because if you are a believer, if you are a Christian, and if there is something in your life, if there is a sin in your life that you are still struggling with, please get rid of it. If you are addicted to something, and you say, I'm a believer, if you're addicted to pornography, if you're addicted to smoking, if you're addicted to alcohol, whatever that addiction it is, please make it right. Because I thought that I will go to heaven. I said to myself, I finished a Bible school, I'm so involved in a church. I'm doing so much good for people. I'm leading people into worship. But little did I knew there was this cigarettes, this addiction, that it took me down to hell. So one small addiction, it can take you to hell. God wants us to. He wants pure people. He wants us to be holy. And if you have something in your life that pulls you back from God, you have to make it right. You have to make it right with God. You have to come back to God and say, Lord, forgive me. Lord, give me strength. I tried everything. I tried those patches. I tried, you name it, I tried it. And still I couldn't be free from smoking. Why? Because I still loved it. Somewhere deep in my heart, I still loved smoking. And I had to come to that place where there was like a hate in my heart towards smoking, where I said to God, Lord, give me a hate towards this addiction. And step by step, I started to have a hate towards the cigarettes, where I started to hate them, and I was free, and I was free later. But you cannot be free as long as you hate these addictions. So if you are a believer, you can be the best speaker, you can be the best worship leader, you can be the best evangelist, you can be the best person on this planet. But if there is something in your life that is not in God's will, if there is a small addiction in your life, if there is something in your life that it still pulls you back from God, and you know this in your heart, I'm telling you, that thing will take you to hell. If you don't make it right with God, if you don't put your life in order with God, it will take you to hell. One small thing. So guys, this is what I wanted to share with you. There is more to share, but I wanted to stop here and to share this with you. Again, I'm not doing this video for people to whatever believe me and so on. I know what I went through. I know the experience that I had, and that's okay. But I want to make this video for all of you believers who you think that if your life is in order and everything is fine, but if you still have a small addiction in your life, it will take you to hell. So it's better to make it right now with God. So guys, God bless you, all of you out there, and let's live a holy life. Let's strive to live a holy life. Let's strive for the things from above. Let's try to put our lives in order and to live a righteous life. So guys, God bless you. See you later.